What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pure Positivity Podcast. We have a really awesome one today. We have a real life transformation story. This is where the magic happens, guys. But first of all, my name's Bobby. We got my beautiful wife, Eden.
Hello.
We got our babies around here everywhere, all around us. But the main star of the show wants to say, hello, I'm Carlito. Yes, sir. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, sir. All right, Carlito. Today we're joined by someone who's not just a local entrepreneur and a maker. She's also a magical healer. She's also living and breathing testimonial for what happens when you truly change what you feed your pets. This is Kat. She's the heart behind Suds and Scrubs, a local handmade cosmetics, right? Cosmetics, right?
Yeah, body care, soap,
And
yeah.
she's also become part of the Pure Positivity Circles. She's a vendor at our events. Shameless plug here. If you guys are ever in the Phoenix area on the second Friday of every month, 5 to 8 p.m., 32nd Street in Cactus. There's a Chompy's location there. It's a little restaurant. Really good food. Come and see us there. I'll be playing some live music. You can see Kat with Suds and Scrubs.
Yep.
Pure Positivity is there.
Yep.
Really awesome, cool things. So come check us out. This is Kat with Suds and Scrubs. She's become part of our family here. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your company, Kat.
Well, let's see. I make handmade soaps, body butter, sugar scrubs, bath bombs, lip balms, candles. You kind of name it, like beard balm. And this all came from me growing. My business is all about growth and healing and nice refresh, kind of like what you guys are doing, right? It's like you put the good things in, you get good things. So yeah, I sell in Fountain Hills here and on Etsy and at your shows and the Arabian Horse Show.
Yeah, that's awesome. You do amazing with your products. Truly handmade, and if you guys are ever looking for something to watch on TikTok or Instagram Reels, she has these really awesome videos where she's making her soaps, and it's almost like art to watch the process. It's really beautiful. And if you ever come out to the shows, the scents that she uses are just amazing. So just wanted to highlight your quality there and the amazing job that you do with your products.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's fun. I love doing the small batches, and that's what makes it really personal for me is those small batches. That way, you get to look over everything and make it your own and make it perfect for people.
Yeah, that's awesome. So was this always a dream of yours, or is this something that kind of just found you one day?
No, it kind of just found me one day because I had quit drinking about 2 years ago, and this is when I kind of stumbled upon it. I just needed to keep myself busy, stay off of that, and just moving forward with my life. And yeah, doing the soaps and learning about the sugar scrubs and everything really just changed, and it kind of moved forward from there.
It's beautiful. It's serendipity.
Yeah.
It sounds so similar to our journey too, because we kind of started our business through sobriety. It just kind of cleared up the vision, and when you clear the dashboard, you can kind of start seeing what's coming at you, And so I love that story. Congratulations on your sobriety, because that's beautiful. That's amazing, and don't let anybody say that it's not, because good for you.
Yeah.
I love what you do, your products and your story. Let's talk a little bit about how you kind of crossed paths with Pure Positivity, and do you remember a moment that something kind of just clicked
For the switching for the food?
Yeah.
I think, it was Zephyr's age that really my fiance, it was his idea to switch to just something different other than the dry kibble. And, we had gone to the one food before switching over to your raw. And I swear the difference with the raw with Zephyr is just night and day.
It's so cool to hear.
I remember telling you guys when I was taking him for a walk, and I think it was his 3 weeks. He was on it or something, or for a month maybe. And then I was walking him on his leash, and then all of a sudden he just got the zoomies out of nowhere.
Aw.
Literally, we were just in like this big like field area, and there was nothing around, and all of a sudden he just stopped and did that stance, you know what I mean? And then was like, oh, did that kind of move, and I just let that leash go, and I was like, you do those zoomies, and it just warmed my heart so much
That's
to
awesome.
have that back, because he's 11, he's gonna be 12 in December.
Yeah.
So with this food, that was the greatest switch I've ever made for him, especially.
Yeah, it really is. That's beautiful. And I mean, it shows that, like, to the people out there who are like, oh, my dog's older, or, anybody who's thinking about the possible switch, like, it's never too late. As a matter of fact,
No.
it might be the perfect time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Zephyr, tell us a little bit about Zephyr. What kind of dog is he, and how old is he, and like, what type of things have you been through? Any fun stories with him?
Well, Zephyr has been with me for a very long time. I feel like through all of my travels, except for Michigan. He's gone to North Dakota with me, Colorado, so many times, just on vacations. Let's see, yep, he's 11, going to be 12. Him and I are just two peas in a pod, basically.
That's awesome.
That's great.
He's a good dog. I know that Eden was over there recently, and she was telling us how he's very protective of his mama. That's
Yep.
As he should be.
Yep.
That's great.
That's good.
So were you when you met us, were you already kind of like thinking about pet health in like a little bit of a different way, or was there something that kind of like nudged you into it?
No, so when we met, we met at the Briar Patch down in Scottsdale. Wasn't really thinking about it, at that time, just kind of focusing on my business. But then I remember Eden approaching me and giving me the little packets of, the toppers, like the food topping and stuff. And then I think after that, and then talking to you, Bobby and Eden, just about like actually what's going into their bodies and like the bigger picture of things, and actually having an understanding of it, and kind of like clearing my head, so to speak, of like the fog is what I like to call it, of like those big animal companies, the vet, that you're kind of like stuck before like you reach the light, I would say, to just what the real answer is raw, natural stuff is the way to go. And it makes total sense for what they're putting in, what you're putting in your dog's body. And I don't know, it's just...
Yeah. It's just as important as our bodies.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but it's fine.
No, you're absolutely right. It's just as important as our bodies and what we're putting on the dog's bodies. And when I first saw your tent, I knew you were a newer vendor at Briar Patch, and I loved seeing all your soaps and everything. But then I found the basket of these little paws that had like real things, real natural ingredients that were non-toxic for dogs and cats. And I was like, oh, I got to get some of this. So I was all about supporting what you did right from there. And, I just love what you do, obviously. But that I knew we resonated with, because it just like was right up our alley, being pure and non-toxic. It's important. The skin is a big organ, so you have to like be cautious of that.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing. I just like when you finally meet people out there who do kind of like you're on the same level, and it's like you're kind of like searching for each other. So it's like and ever since that day, it's been a good friendship, and it's just been growing and blossoming since. So that's a beautiful thing. That, just every day is a beautiful day. You never know.
I mean, throwing that out there, we didn't know anything about each other's sobriety or where we were heading there. I don't even know if we were just maybe finishing off our drinking phases even at the same time, it seemed like, because our stories started aligning up the same time, and we're like, oh, that's cool, because it's hard to find, I feel like, people on the same level of energy, and so it's been nice to be around you at all the events and stuff.
Yeah.
For sure. Was there like, was there something going on at all in like Zephyr's health or anything when you were making the switch, or was it just kind of like his age?
It was allergies.
Yeah, okay.
The
Allergies.
allergies were a really big thing because, in Arizona, the plants don't really die. So you
Yeah,
don't get like those seasons for
that's true.
those things. But yeah, as soon
Yeah,
as it was the allergies, and then talking to Eden a little bit more of just what you're putting in your dog's body and the, what's the
yeah, that's
word?
no,
No, you're
exactly.
absolutely
That's
right.
great.
Yeah.
Was there anything that like so you talk about the allergies, and I do that with the quotes because it's just like a lot of these things they're allergies, but they're a lot of the times from the system being so suppressed from the unfortunate fact that the foods are so poor. And I mean, we were
Mm-hmm.
guilty of the same stuff, guilty, but I mean, it's not really guilt that you should be feeling, any of us, like it's not shame, it's not, any of these things. It's just that we've all of us have been kind of duped by this big corporation world that we live in, and none
Yes.
of us should be afraid to be honest about it, or to be afraid of like knowing like, oh, it happened to me. But it happened to all of us, everybody
Mm-hmm.
out there who has bought kibble in a bag was duped in some way. And it's just like, it just sucks because it's like that's what happens, the allergies, the skin, the burning, the things like that. So but you noticed it, and then you made a change, which is so beautiful. And I mean, that's what it's all about, and that's what we're trying to do at Pure Positivity, is just get people to understand you don't have to go all or nothing. It just takes a little bit of flipping the script, and then you can just learn as you go. And that's what we're here to help with. And your transformation has been a beautiful one. So what
You guys are
happened?
what got me out of the fog, I like
Yeah,
to say.
the fog. I love how you
Yeah.
talk about it. The
Yeah.
fog and
Yeah.
then the light,
You
like the way
guys,
you.
you
Yeah.
guys were the light. You guys were that
Oh.
little shining light that I got to see right through. And I was like, yes, finally. It's all making sense.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's cool.
So, do you remember anything that like specifically happened, like when you changed his food?
What? Oh, the poops.
Oh yeah, there you go. Hey, that is one of the first things that a lot of people notice.
That was the best thing that actually had happened.
Pet guardians and our poop stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yep, it's so fun.
Oh,
We had a
yeah.
fun conversation through text at first, and then we were like, let's call and talk to each other about his poop.
Yeah.
It's like totally part of our life.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
no, like his fur, his coat is just so much better. Like even in his face, he
Yeah.
doesn't look like, like a typical like old like 11 or 12-year-old dog that you'd say you would see.
Yeah.
That's
No,
just,
yeah.
you know what I mean? That like tiredness.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any of that anymore. And it's just it's so beautiful to see him just even able to get up and down the stairs too. He's still slow, but he can still do it.
Yeah.
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 And
Because you
doing
got
our
stairs.
walks is
Yeah.
just incredible. It's amazing.
That's great.
That's awesome.
So, how did you feel watching him like come back to life?
Oh, it made my heart whole again.
Yeah.
I
That's
really felt like there was just a little thing because of how he was getting older and how that little piece was kind of just in your mind, like, oh, geez, getting older and stuff, you know what I mean? But as soon as I started feeding him that food, it was a flip of the switch, and he just loves it.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
So now you also have another creature in your home. You have a kitty cat, correct?
I do, Leo, yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about Leo and how he kind of wound up on this ride?
Well, let's see. Leo he's about 7 years old now. My other cat, Flower, that I had him for 20 years. He passed away about a year and a half ago, and Flower and Leo were kind of buddies. And I would be taking Flower to the vet because he had found out that he had diabetes of some sort. And so anyways, the food that I was feeding Flower was for like his diabetes and like a urinary tract, but the vet was ended up telling me that the cats got each other sick, that Flower with his diabetes got Leo sick with a UTI or something. And then I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't listen to you guys. I don't know what kind of food I'm feeding him. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I switched him because he was running out of his prescription cat food that was for the urinary tract. And I remember I was talking to you, Eden, about this food and like kind of like the process of like, oh, the food is going in. It's kind of like a mean cycle that you're doing for your animals. Feeding that stuff, they're getting it out. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just with the urinary thing, I was just really nervous. I didn't want anything to happen. I don't know about stones or whatnot. And so I just made the switch over for him, and he's been eating it ever since for a couple weeks, and he has no problem transitioning.
Yeah.
No
Good.
problem at all. He absolutely loved it. Loved the turkey.
I love
That's
that. I
huge.
mean, and it's
Yeah.
like cats are a little bit different. Cats are a
Mm-hmm.
little bit finicky. They can be skeptical. They can be whatever. And so for your cat to go right for it, it definitely means that he was needing that. And
Yeah.
just being a little skeptical yourself, or just questioning, that's totally normal. And you want to make sure that your pet's going to be safe. When you do something, of course, like a big shift, like a diet. But like the biggest thing about the cat problems is that the cats are obligate carnivores, and so all that means is that they don't produce the enzymes to break down carbohydrates. And when you think about half of their food being like 50% carbohydrates, well, that's how crystals get formed in their system a lot of the times, and
Yeah.
that's where these UTIs come from, because they
It's
can't digest the carbs.
Yeah, it's the most
Yeah.
common thing that we learned from even vet techs that talk about their experiences is the stones that they work on the cats and the diabetes,
The
everything you're
UTIs,
mentioning, UTIs, and all of it's from the foods they can't break down.
yeah, blood in the
So
Yeah.
urine,
they need
Yes.
meat. They're little lions.
yeah.
Yep.
That's beautiful. So you're
Yeah,
you're you're
that's
helping him.
cool.
You're helping him shift over and clean out his system, get back to healing. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
so, did any of this kind of surprise you with him?
Surprised me, like, as in how good he's doing with the food, or just if he
Yeah,
did anything.
yeah. Just any. I mean, are you surprised that he like went for it right away, or were you surprised that he's been doing so good, or I don't know.
Like people get
Yeah,
surprised that
no,
you can eat the same thing. The cats can
I
eat the
know.
same thing as the dog. Like, oh my God, they eat the same foods. It's okay
Yeah,
because most of our life we were told
Yeah,
dogs shouldn't eat cat food, which they shouldn't, but neither should the cat, right? So like
right.
essentially, they should be eating the meat.
Yeah. No, yeah. When I saw him go to the food, like you said, like it was that time. He was ready to switch over. He was done. He was over it. He was over that food, and I was like, okay, cool. Just so blessed that he was able to went for it, and is living his happy little healthy life right now. And I remember
yeah,
telling you, Eden, that I think he is at least gained like a little half a pound or something, because
yeah,
he
Yeah.
just looks a little bit more fuller.
Okay. Yeah.
Not really big, but he just looks a bit like, okay, that's what you were supposed to be.
Yeah.
yeah,
Healthy. Yeah.
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 Yep.
That's awesome.
yeah. We were told by the vet that we were learning the species appropriate feeding, that like any pet, that is out there, if they're like really skinny or if they're really overweight, you start feeding them the proper diet, and it doesn't matter what they just either skinny down or they gain the weight to be what they're supposed to be. It's just like they go to their natural weight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. And then what I forgot to mention, so when Leo was on this prescription food, he was always hungry. Always hungry. It was never fulfilling his appetite. And that's when I saw, when I would look at him, how they're supposed to have like the curving in,
yeah, of
but it
course.
was like really curving in. And I'm like, dude, I'm feeding you a lot of food. What's going on here? You know what I
Yes.
mean? So that's when I switched, and when I texted you, Eden, I was just so happy. I was like, I'm watching it happen live.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely mind-blowing, and it's incredible.
That's awesome.
It's so beautiful. It's so, because it's so simple.
Yeah.
It's so, and it's just like, how could something so simple work so effectively? And we're just taught over and over and over again through this marketing or whatever that it has to be science and so complicated and medical and whatever big words they want to throw at you to confuse you and be like, oh, this works. And you got to pay this much money. And it's like, well, what if we just trust nature?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome. So if you could go back, this is a good one. If you could go back and talk to the version of yourself that was feeding kibble, what would you tell that version of yourself now?
Girl, open up your mind. Get out of that fog. Get out of whatever fog that you're in. Open up that mind. Be open. Be open to what people are saying to you about the things that you're putting into your body, the things that you're putting into your pet's body. Just be open.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
Don't let, especially because I feel like sometimes that we get bullied by vets sometimes, because that's how I felt with Flower.
It's not okay.
It's pretty common.
And I felt bullied by having to take him in all the time, and I'm like, he's sick, like I don't want to stress him out even more, and them calling over and over, and then me having to go and bring him in to get insulin, where I'm just like,
Yeah.
No.
I think that's pretty common.
Money.
And these, that's something that, like, if a vet is listening, to this, just
be different.
Be open to your clients asking questions, because a lot of the time they're nervous already themselves. They're scared and they don't know this stuff. So if they ask a question that sounds stupid to you because you're a doctor, don't beat them up because you know the answer. How about educate them, try to help them because they're scared. Like we're all human beings here. Your bedside manner could go a long way with these people who are just trying to help their pets. And you're already going to be charging them $500 just for your words. So, there's just better ways around it is all. I think that's pretty common though. So
yeah, you're not alone.
Yeah. That's beautiful information though, to like just be open. Open-mindedness is what leads to being able to ask questions, being confident about, what you're doing. So that's really great information for those of you out there who are just on the fence, who don't know, like you've been doing the same thing. Like I'm feeding and I don't know this is the right way. Like, the vet's putting me on these prescription foods and it doesn't seem right. My cat's still got a UTI and it just, you're asking the questions, but you got to have that open-mindedness to get there. And so that's great information.
Well, it's hard to go against the norm too, and so what's marketed and mass produced and mass everything, that's what you have to go against, and that can be scary. So like that's what we're here for guidance, to help people, to help them understand that you're not alone, and it feels scary and it feels like it, but the results will show you, what happens when you switch over.
So how has this changed your relationship with your pets?
Oh my gosh, I feel like they're my kids. I just talk to them all the time. I'm just like, I always tell Zephyr, I ask Zephyr, like, how was your breakfast? Like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Do you have?
And honestly, it feels like a closer relationship almost.
Yes.
That's
just
awesome.
because I know what I'm feeding him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's good. Even like those little, the little green cubes that you gave me the little recipe for, where the pureeing them and putting in the freezer.
Yeah.
Every morning, Zephyr gets one of those, and I just feel like I'm making him his own little breakfast or his own little dinner. Well, both for both of them.
That's so beautiful. That's really, really wonderful. I mean, those little greeny guys, those little green cubes, those are great for the nitrogen trap. If you ever look around, we'll help you with that too. Yeah, I love how that, because it's the energy that you're putting into the food that you're making.
Yeah.
They've proven this with science, like if you got a chef who's making you the most expensive like Wagyu beef that you've ever seen, this beautiful meal, but he's making it pissed off, that energy goes into that meal, It's just like you could be making ramen noodles with love and it probably nourishes the system more, it's just that's really amazing how that's transformed your relationship too, because that's next level stuff.
Yeah.
Do you get asked now, like, what are you feeding your pet? They look so healthy. They're so
Oh,
vibrant now.
I tell everybody. They'll say how beautiful Zephyr will look, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll tell them his age, and they're like, oh my gosh, he looks so good, and I'm like, it's because I feed him the raw food, the good stuff.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Every time.
And now you basically have gotten to the point where we're at, where you can like start to help other people make the transition themselves. So like, you've graduated.
Yeah, I'm so confident in just everything, like especially with what you guys do, anything that you guys make or bring me, whatever. Everything is just great.
Yeah.
That's really special to us. That means a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, so I'm wondering this because we love your company too. And so like to bring it back full circle, has this journey with your pet's health, has it changed anything about the way you think about what goes on your skin?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I make all of my natural ingredients and stuff, just besides the fragrance oils, but those are all paraben and phthalate free. But yeah, every time I look at the oils or reading about any type of oils, I'm always just very interested in like, oh, okay, so this is very nourishing. This is awesome. This can go here. And just, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
I love it. Does this like, so does, how does like, what you make now, what you make every day, like what you're doing, how does it reflect like a deeper way of living?
Let's see. Well, like, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, do you make it so that it's more intentional, more natural? Like, are you always looking for like things like that? I mean, because everything that we make or create or cook or whatever is about, the energies again. So I wasn't sure if that like makes it, this journey has made it more intentional or anything like that. I guess
Yeah.
woo-woo, yes.
Every time I make something, it is, with intention of just giving people the good stuff. Just whatever it is, the high quality ingredients of just what you can get. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've noticed you do like at different events, you'll do different products because they're small batch. We have the Peach Festival coming up, and you made some peach, items. So could somebody ask you like to customize something for them if they were like saying I'm allergic to this or that? Can you make this at a certain scent or whatever? Depending on the time of the year or whatnot. I don't know if that's something you would do, but I was just wondering.
Yeah, I'm open to that.
Yeah, because
Nice.
that's really cool.
Because I know somebody, remember last month came to one of the markets and she wanted some shower steamers, but she wanted it in like a different variety pack of like different scents. And I was like, absolutely, I can do that. That's
Cool.
not a big deal.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's nice. So if someone was out there and they were like on the fence and they're unsure about wanting to change their diet for their pets, and change their pets' lives, they were just like unsure where to start, what would you say to them?
If they were unsure to start, I would tell them to start slowly, especially with the toppers, and the treats. It's a little bit at a time. I know that it was a little bit at a time for me.
Yeah.
To finally get to like going with the raw and stuff and doing all that. So
Again, that's like truly some of the best information you could give, because
you just
starting a lot of people, what's that?
Yeah. You just need to start a little bit slow. That's it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, they get to where they learn about this and they're like, oh, well, I got to do it all or nothing, and they get overwhelmed or they get nervous or scared or fearful.
The
or whatever.
animal gets overwhelmed, depending on what's happened and how long they've been eating this stuff, and all of that. They're individuals, so it's like, the transition's very important.
Yeah, no, that's really, really smart information there too. Just start with something that is real and whole, and you can start getting that in their lives. Things like our powder, vascular vitality powder, is a great way because you do it each day. And we talk about it as like a thing that's like, we say it's the gateway to holistic health, because when you start doing something intentional every day for your pet's health, one, you'll start noticing it, and then you can have that tangible evidence. But two, it's just about opening up that consciousness doorway that just like you do it every day, you start thinking about it more. You're like, oh, I'm doing this every day. So you start thinking about like what's going into your pet's bowl. And that
Yeah.
opens up, you start hearing things that are going on in conversations, like when you're getting a Starbucks or whatever, somebody's talking about feeding raw. Oh, I was thinking about doing that. And that's how it works, And so starting slow, having that is the best way to do it. Yeah. So I really just wanted to like thank you so much for coming on today. But I wanted to make sure that some like the people out there who are listening, if they're in the local area here in Phoenix, or if they want to be able to get some of your goods, how do they find you?
Yeah, they can find me on Etsy. Suds and Scrubs by Cassie. I have a TikTok, but I don't have a TikTok shop yet. But yeah, Etsy, email, and then the Fountain Hill shows, the Peach Festival that you mentioned, and then we got the Arabian Horse Show Breeders Final coming up in September, and
Very cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
right on.
cool.
And we will definitely make sure that we put a link,
Yeah.
down below for in the comments for your Etsy store. You can also we'll also put a thing on there so you can find us at Sublime Nights. If you guys are in the Phoenix area and stuff.
Yep.
Just wonderful products by Kat. Suds and Scrubs by Kat, and we just loved having you on today. You're one of our favorite people, and what you've done for your pets is like truly it's just motivational for people out there. It's an inspiration, and we love it. Zephyr and Leo, I'm sure are loving it too.
It warms my heart every time I feed them, and because I just know that I'm doing something good for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, well, we appreciate it. All your feedback really is super helpful. So thank you.
Yeah, right on, guys. Well, if this story is something that lit you up and it's something that you're into, don't ignore it. Get out there, help your pet. They're waiting for you. So thanks you so much, Kat.
Bye.